What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with your family? It's your boy, the one and only, the Brenda baby. Remy L, my aunt. You are now tuned in to my aunt TV. Now, before we start this video, I need y'all to hit that like button, but most importantly, share this video because it's all about the message, baby. If you're new to the channel and it's your first time rocking with us, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to press the notification bell. R. Kelly has been found guilty on all charges: racketeering and child trafficking. Now I heard I was in the chat when Uda Block went earlier, live earlier speaking about it, but he wasn't on. It was Triple C's Playhouse that was on, and there was actually somebody sticking up for R. Kelly, still trying to stick up for R. Kelly. Trying to stick up for R. Kelly. This man has been found guilty. This is the second time he's been accused of this shit. The first time they had enough evidence to convict his ass, and we turn a blind eye, like we did with Polite. Seems like we have a knack in doing that. So I'm gonna play this news clip and give you my commentary on it. Don't plan on being live long. Just want to hurry up and get this out before Triple C TV goes live, and I go over there on her panel because she got those transcripts. Let me put disclaimer out before I start playing the video. This is for educational purposes.
Good day. We're coming on the air with breaking news. A jury in the federal trial of R. Kelly exploitation of children, kidnapping, and forced labor found him guilty of violating all.
So, kidnapping and forced labor. He was putting these children to work too. See how sick these motherfuckers is? Sound like Dr. York. Not Dr. York.
And Malachi comes York. After weeks of testimony from some 50 witnesses, faces potentially decades in prison. Let's go.
Motherfuckers is still stick witnesses. Countless tapes. Countless tapes. Countless tapes.
Right to NBC's Stephanie Gosk outside the courthouse in Brooklyn. Stephanie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lester. This is a man who was once dubbed the king of R&B. He wrote that song, I Believe I Can Fly. He won 3 Grammys from it. It was an anthem of sorts.
Called himself the Pied Piper. Do y'all know the original story to the Pied Piper and what the Pied Piper really did? You read the original story, then you would know why he really calls himself the Pied Piper. The Pied Piper was luring kids. And what did he call himself? The Pied Piper of R&B. He put it in his lyrics. Age ain't nothing but a number. My mind's telling me no. But my body is telling me yes. It seems like you're ready. It seems like you're ready. I could have sworn you were ready. That's why he calls himself the Pied Piper. Let me let this play. Gotta let this play. I'm going to go turn my food off real quick.
As you said, are there 8 charges of sex trafficking? And you might hear racketeering and think, isn't that for mafia purposes? But this was part of a unique strategy on the part of federal prosecutors to introduce sexual assault allegations that were well outside statute.
So it's 9
limitations.
charges altogether.
At the center of this case, Lester, was the story of Aaliyah, a pop singer.
So it's 9 charges altogether. 1 count of racketeering based on acts including sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, forced labor. 8 counts of Mann Act violations. Whoo, this man was sick. And we still got people in the community defending him. Just like that.
Plane
Dr.
crash
York.
in 2001. According to testimony,
and they brought Aaliyah up. He married Aaliyah when she was 15. 15. And then titled the album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number.
met R. Kelly when she was just 12 years old. A witness, a compelling witness for the prosecution, said that she actually walked in on R. Kelly for 15 years old.
He met Aaliyah when she was 12 years old and was caught allegedly performing a sex act on Aaliyah. Rest her soul to the ancestor. Yes, she is an ancestor now because she has transcended to the ancestral realm. So blessings and peace to the ancestor Aaliyah, who truly was a queen and was taken advantage of by a sick monster. And I hope she's smiling down now that she's finally seen him get what he deserves. So he met Aaliyah when she was 12 and allegedly was caught performing a sexual act on or with her when she was 13.
We then heard from one of his employees that at the age of 15, he bribed an official in Illinois to get a fake ID so that Aaliyah could marry.
Wow. And they pulled the documents for you motherfuckers out there trying to defend him. He had them get a fake ID. He bribed an official to get a fake ID so he can marry Aaliyah underage. And here's the ID. Here's the marriage license. September 6, 1994.
May be pregnant, and if they married, she could not actually give any testimony against him in a statutory rape charges. But it concludes dozens of witnesses coming forward with allegations of abuse, physical, emotional, sexual, a number of alleged victims.
Look at his face in that mugshot. He just looked like Polite today. Look at his face. Tell me that don't look like the same face Polite been making. Tell me that don't look like the same face Polite has been making. Same smile. And he looks like, I did all I wanted to do. Same thing Polite said, I accomplished what I sought out to accomplish. Slept with molested the women he wanted to molest.
Sexual, a number of alleged victims. And as you said, this was a trial that lasted weeks, but prosecutors argued that this was decades in the making. His defense over the course of the trial.
So this shit was decades in the making. So they've been on to R. Kelly for a long time, and they just probably was sitting back and watching his ass dig a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. From the first time they prosecuted this man, they had videotape of him doing this, and we still ignored it. Yeah, we put him in our jokes. Seen a lot of comedians put him in the joke. Oh, I'm sweating like R. Kelly at a playground. What JJ say? Little JJ. Ooh, why you crying, JJ? R. Kelly took my girlfriend. Yeah, we laughed, we joked about it, but we still turned a blind eye. Still listen to his music.
Opportunists who were looking for money and fame, but very clearly here in the end, the jury decided the prosecution had made its case, Lester.
Stephanie, he has been in custody leading up to this, correct? And Stephanie, he has...
From the first time they prosecuted R. Kelly, they had all that evidence. You think they stopped watching him? You think they stopped investigating his ass? Fuck no. They was like, yo, we know he gonna slip up again. Look at him. They got people playing his music outside the trial. Look at his ego. He's gonna slip up again. He can't help himself. And by golly, he could not help himself.
Has been in custody leading up to this, correct?
Yes, he has for 2 years. And this is not the end of the road in terms of the charges that he faces. He still has state and federal charges, sex trafficking, sexual assault, as well as pornography charges. He
was acquitted on charges, even though everybody in the world saw the fucking video. Everybody saw the video. Oh, and you know, if you saw that video at that time, you were watching child pornography, right? Yes. When you watched that video, you were watching child pornography. Too bad I wasn't of age when this happened. But all you other motherfuckers, if you watched that video at that time and you were of age, you was watching child pornography.
Weeks, years, months down the road where he's going to be dealing with these allegations in a courtroom, but he is, for now, facing decades in prison. His sentence.
This man is facing decades in prison. Had the nerve to say, watch, y'all ain't going to be talking when he gets off. Bruh, that man is going under the jail. Big fella, toot that ass up. Guard.
Saying due to take place May 5th here in New York. Lester?
All right, Stephanie Gosk outside the courthouse. Joining me now, NBC legal analyst Danny Cevallos. And Danny, Stephanie kind of hinted to this idea that the prosecutors had to get a bit creative in order to get some of these cases in front of a jury. Does that increase?
I tell you what, the guy on the left, he cut that shit off. Bruh, we can already see what you look like bald. It is no point in trying to hold on to that little strand of hair you got in the back of your head. You are on national TV. Let that shit go. Let it go. Let it go. Can't grow it back anymore. But let's get back to R. Kelly.
Increase the likelihood, the chances of appeal here?
Stephanie's right. Arguably, the defense's biggest asset in this case, applying federal racketeering charges to a person who now is convicted of using his business in order to satisfy his sexual urges. It's not the traditional application of racketeering.
He was using his business to satisfy his sick and twisted sexual urges. I just had to correct that.
Racketeering law normally has been applied to mafia-type defendants who are engaged in loan sharking or money laundering, not Mann Act violations, which is transporting women across state lines to commit sexual crimes. So while you do have an awkward application of federal RICO statutes here, on appeal, because the law is written so broadly and so favorably to prosecutors, there are less avenues for appeal. But of course, to the criminal defendant there is always something to
About
appeal
some,
upon
he was in
conviction.
the one community
Dennis Samalas,
chat
thank you.
talking about something. Watch when he appealed it. You heard him say there were lesser avenues to appeal. Not saying that he can't appeal, but it's going to be highly unlikely for him to appeal. Not saying that he can't, but it's going to be lesser avenues for him to appeal. You heard the man. By now, if you still advocating and sticking up for R. Kelly, you just like him. You are part of the problem, and you are condoning this shit. You might as well have been in the sex cult with him. If you sticking up for R. Kelly right now, you might as well been in his sex cult with him, just like him. Or it's a mountain of evidence. Tapes after tapes after tapes. The girl's age was mentioned like fucking 60-something, 30-something times in one of the videos. Fucking idiot.
New York federal
And what I don't understand is if he got caught the first time from filming this shit, why the fuck? That's how you know this nigga's sick. He can't control himself. This guy, I need to let that shit go. His hairline is way back here.
State prosecutor Tali Farhadi and Weinstein. She's also an NBC News legal analyst. And I'll put the same question to you. Does this creative use of the racketeering statute make this, did it make it a more difficult case? And what does it mean about potential for appeal?
So I expect that R. Kelly certainly will argue on appeal, as he argued in front of the trial court that he was not an enterprise, which is what prosecutors have to prove in a racketeering case, that he was just one person, and so this structure didn't fit. But Lester, this, while a new use of RICO, is certainly not unprecedented. In fact, just last year, the same federal prosecutors over in Brooklyn, New York, made a racketeering case against Nixium, alleging that it too was a criminal enterprise, sex trafficking, and similar offenses. And the jury came back very quickly in that case as well, within a day. Really unusual in such a long trial to give such a
The idea, though, of racketeering.
They said they came back quick with that verdict. The link is in the chat, family. If anybody want to come up and share their thoughts, the link is in the chat.
Does it not implicate potential others who have created some sort of a network or organization? And to that, my question, I guess, is, will others who will be seen as enablers perhaps face justice?
It is quite possible that they will, and the prosecution did put in lots of evidence of the other people who, together with R. Kelly, comprised this enterprise, members of his entourage, his assistants, all of whom facilitated the acts of racketeering that were alleged in this case.
Are you surprised? Are you reasonable to you, given the number? That sound reasonable to you, given the number?
They ain't need 9 hours. They ain't even need 9 hours with all the mountain of evidence that motherfucker had.
Charges?
Oh, well, when I was a prosecutor, I used to say that for every day of trial, there's going to be at least an hour of jury deliberations. So this jury moved very quickly. Friday after.
Well, I'm trying to add him to the stream.
Peace, brother. Peace.
There we go. We got Mark J. Real Comedy. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, my brother. Hey, my brother. They gave the mouse the cheese and he took it. Why is it echo?
Yeah.
Why is it echo?
Okay. That's probably because you had your volume on.
Yeah.
You got to turn the volume off on your YouTube.
I did turn it on.
Oh, okay. You good now? It's not echoing no more.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, man. He took the cheese, and they killed two birds with one stone with this one, man. But a lot of it should be he's going to get a few of them cases thrown out. But R. Kelly is a predator, and he's a sick individual. A lot of his problems come from his childhood, but at the same token, we're all guilty. We are all guilty of raising these entertainers.
That's what I said too.
To be who they are, and we got to be held accountable for. But the bigger picture is, if you spend some money and you look up predators in your neighborhood, there are a lot of them. Some of them live next door to you, and they live in your neighborhood.
They got apps.
This cat here is not he's not an isolated incident, as we all know. But the bigger picture is, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to start grown people sitting outside our house and watch our children go to school and make sure they safe to and fro? Are we going to pay attention when we bring them in our homes and make sure that our cousins and our nephews and our own sons don't abuse them, our husbands, our wives, and you know what I'm saying? Because even as a child of 15, I had a 32-year-old girlfriend who was my teacher. So it happens all different kinds of ways. This stuff is sickening, man. But at the time, I didn't take no notice of it.
I lost my virginity at 11, and she was 16.
Okay, so.
But I think I don't consider it as being taken advantage of, because I knew what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, you thought you
what I wanted to do.
That dude, right? You was that dude, but
yeah,
it was
I thought I was that dude, but yeah, it was. She knew what she was doing.
But it was child molestation all the same. See, and quiet as this cat, I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people are not going to agree with me on this. Plus, it ain't nobody here I can say it. But I was saying around anybody. They don't believe this, but this is a part of what the systemic racism has done to us too. Put us all in the box. Put us all in the box. We didn't have nothing to do. We didn't have our TVs like the white people did, and the more rich people had better privileges, and we didn't have those privileges. Remember back in the day when your mama, it would be so hot in the house, you only had one fan, and everybody had to strip down, and you had to be exposed to your sisters and your brothers and your cousins and your nephews, because somebody had to go to work and all that, and then all that kind of stuff would go on. People don't realize it's still going on, people. Watch your children, watch your cousins, watch your nephews. Even children gotta watch each other. And we have to teach each other that, and we have to teach our children that. And say, listen, like they got these drills now where you go to school and make sure the terrorists don't come in. And
they're teaching the terrorists.
Yeah,
where to go.
Guess what? Predators are terrorists too. Teach them. That's all I got to say. R. Kelly, see, it's a thing called karma. You might not get what you did, but you're going to get what you deserve because you did something before. We should have shut R. Kelly down when we knew about the Aaliyah thing. And people knew about it. I knew about it in hip hop. I grew up with R. Kelly. I'm older than R. Kelly. I'm 61 years of age. And I grew up with him. I used to love his music, but I didn't like his behavior when I heard about him and Aaliyah.
Exactly. And I was young at that time, so I wasn't of age to know what was going on.
You didn't really know about it. You didn't know about it. But see, a lot of people wanted to beat his ass. DMX wanted to fuck him up. A lot of people did, but he was bringing a lot of money into the industry, and he was bringing that hot music, so they let it slide. What we do,
we all turned a blind eye,
like they did with Polite. They let him come in here and put some money into the community. That's what we do. We latch on.
It's common.
We latch on to these people that have a gift of gab and got a little sense, and then you find out that these dudes' behavior are always suspect, and they come in here showing you who they are, and people just, I don't know what it is. The money. It's the money.
Yeah, we build up their ego. If a person has a lot of money, a lot of people would turn a blind eye to a lot of things that they normally wouldn't turn a blind eye to when it comes to money.
Brother, the hottest thing on this internet right now is Kwame Brown. This dude is yoking the hell out of these people.
I saw you on Kwame Brown when you said I'm having the penis tasting contest. I was hollering. I saw that.
Oh yeah, but I don't even. Brother, I don't even with him. I'm not even with him no more, man. I'm totally against, I'm totally against what he's doing, because he's turning into a battle of who's the bitch niggas, and he's a Geechee, but he ain't in no group. But we the people, and he got these young ladies sending him super chat. And brother, what is wrong with these people? If you're not getting no knowledge, real knowledge, and not something tangible to help you grow, why the fuck are you saying people? And he's, especially because he claims he got all money, and then he's on a boat getting super chats, and you broke, and you're a woman, you're probably gonna have kids one day that want to go to college, and all. Come on, I don't want to. The game is supposed to be sold but not told, but this dude is reckless with his shit, and people, I can't believe people are falling for it.
Wow, but I ain't never think about it in that angle. But I did get really tired of watching him. I'm not even gonna lie. It was like the same thing over and
over again. Him and Tommy Sotomayor.
Yeah, him and Tommy Sotomayor.
And then the thing that really triggered me, bro. Listen to what happened. And I know I talk too much, but listen what happened. One day, see, Tommy Sotomayor said something like this. Your dead mom's a bitch, and she's a sorry motherfucker for raising your ass, right? So I said to myself, after Kwame keep talking about he's an alpha man and he don't do all of this and that, why would you even fuck with anybody? Why would you even repeat somebody's name like that? I'm sorry for my language too, brother. Oh my God. I'm just cussing on. I don't want you to get flagged or nothing.
Nah, I'm not even monetized.
Okay, I'm not either. Okay, cool. Listen, I said to him, I said, then the next, and he was mad at Tommy for saying he hated his mother, and he called his own mother a bitch, right? He went at him for that, right? So I'm like, damn, that's right. That's what made me support Kwame. But then I said to myself, the next video Kwame did, he was talking about that man's mother and how she was a fornicator and had his ass out of wedlock and all this shit and all this. And I said to him, I paid $5 for this. I said, brother, you really owe that man's mother an apology, because you said you don't talk about people that don't talk about you. All right? So I'm saying that lady never said that lady never said a bad word about you. And the day before, he had played this woman's conversation with this dude who harassed her to come into her phone line, and she talked to him and she preached to that boy. She had me feeling like God was in her house. You know what I'm saying? So I felt for this lady when he started going at her. You know what he said to me? He said, "You fat beta bitch ass motherfucker." Oh no, bro. You can't call everybody a beta bitch ass nigga. I'm an alpha man. Been that all my 61 years, and now you done got me in your radar. So I start fucking following his videos and watching him like he do motherfucking what say. I made a whole lot of all my videos on my pages about him, and people are starting.
Wow. I thought y'all was cool.
No, we ain't cool. We ain't cool after he did that. And then I found out he had a whole lot of bouncers or mods, right? He even said on there that he stopped the mods because he liked the haters coming, because that brings more controversy, so he can get the views and the shit. So you talking about everybody else on here for algorithms and all that and super chats, but you on here for the same thing, motherfucker. So I made videos like that telling him that shit. And guess what I did? I post them in his box. Now when I go there, he always erases my shit. 5 minutes after I posted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that nigga, yo, he a
crazy.
fraud. He a fraud, bro. He a fraud. And you know he frauding a lot of them women, and they dumb as the doorknob, bro. I can't stand it.
That's what all the scammers do. They go for the women.
Yeah, man. The nigga, that, you know, he had he had a girlfriend when he first got on here. He fired her ass when he found out how the super chats is coming. If you go back on its beginning, I think it's 2020. Kwame was not talking like that, bro. He was not all of that. He was on there. He had a girlfriend. This girl, he was talking about how much she washed his back and take care of him like nobody else. And she must really love him. When he found out them super chats was coming like that, he fired her ass, dog.
Damn, that's crazy. I don't like how everybody riding his coattail like the dude from New York and Mr. Skinny.
Yo.
He called Mr. Skinny his cousin one time. Not every 30 seconds, my cousin. Man, shut the fuck up. You like 40 years old talking about my cousin.
Yo, they get it because he tells them to go over there and subscribe to him. Not everybody goes over there and subscribe, but yo, bro, they do get a little bit more subscribers. It's all for the shit, dog. Yeah. Yo, and then you talk about you staying for something. No, pussy, you in a group. Hey,
so Mark, I have a question then.
Yes.
And this is how to. What is it that you would expect from this person?
In the beginning, when he came on, he was not talking like this. I expected him to continue talking about the coding and the trades for kids because I come up in the trades. I had trades in school and they need them all in the black neighborhood because I believe that if they have children have trades, they can go somewhere and tell somebody, well, I don't want to work for you because I think your policies are different. I can do this and I can do that and I can do that. If you got electricity, carpentry, and auto mechanics, and you got all three of them trades, you can go somewhere else when somebody's not treating you right. So I was dealing with that. And he came in with that, and now his whole agenda has changed to fighting every day and receiving super chats while he's talking back and forth and crazy with these people.
So was before the whole Get Smoked stuff controversy with him and Stephen Jackson and Matt Barnes, was his channel primarily talking about vocational training?
No. He was on Facebook at first, making videos on Facebook, but then they limited his people, and somehow somebody got to him, and he started YouTubing. And then when he started YouTubing, he started his
YouTube for years.
When they made that when All the Smoke podcast said something about him in the draft. He responded back, and then everybody
started talking about his trade with that white lady. He got real upset about that, and then that's when he came on like a couple days after that and said something about that and got on that, and everybody was on top of that, and that's when the group grew up.
No, my question is, was his, prior to all this drama about him being a bust and all that, was he focused on his social media, focused on vocational training?
Yeah, he was doing that and other things. He was an activist. He was talking activist stuff. He was more into the activist stuff than fighting with people. He wasn't talking that crazy stuff. He was talking love and respect and being, but he still was a little bit down in black people.
Well, I can understand why he started talking smack now. He's been getting attacked for 20 years. Well, when it comes to Stephen A. Smith.
But should he be paid for talking smack to another person for 20 years? You're getting the likes and the subscriptions. Should women who live in other states not put that money on the children in their city?
If they ain't gonna send it to him, they gonna send it to another YouTuber.
Oh, yeah. See, I see y'all. Yeah, I mean,
No,
No,
it's not
it's,
that.
it's
That's
about
literally
I
what it
it's
is.
about
perspective.
I understand
Those
what
same
you're
people
saying,
that
but
send money
they're
to
going to do
Kwame,
it no matter what.
if they lost enough to send him that money, they gonna send it to somebody else that's speaking the same stuff. That's
Well,
what I mean when I say that.
well, my thing is, if you got a millionaire on here talking that crazy smack, then he's a scammer, and I don't like scammers. Y'all expose pedophiles, and I will too.
But I mean,
Y'all expose scammers too.
he doesn't require them to put the donations. See, scamming is if you offering somebody something and you ain't giving it. The people already done left it, done told him they want him to stick with the message, and the rest of them stuck around for the shits. Cause you see how his channel was already big, but you see how big it's done got since all this started. He done jumped on the YouTube hamster wheel. Hey, Truth Hurts.
Yeah, this is YouTube is a free market system, and people like controversy, and people are going to pay to watch a train wreck.
Well, listen to this. I'm not going to allow people to come on here and down their own race. That's a Tommy Sotomayor to me, and you just like that.
Fighting right now?
Huh?
Ain't that who he fighting right now?
But they just
wasn't they cool before he found out about Tommy YouTube
exactly.
dancing?
That's right. They were. And
exactly.
See the behind
I don't know why you expecting anything different. If he ain't have enough discernment to see that before and he was cool with it.
See y'all not listening to what my perspective
I'm
is.
listening to what you say.
Well,
and we having a conversation, Mark. Ain't nobody saying you wrong right now. Okay. I'm just giving my perspective versus your perspective.
All right. Well, I don't really want to talk about it anymore because I'm going to go after him because I don't like what he's doing to the young ladies and the men that can be so stupid as to give their money to somebody who has money. Come on here talking reckless, and then the way he did that young lady was cold and callous.
What did he do to a young lady? I ain't hear about that.
Listen. The one he was with before he started getting on YouTube. Listen, see y'all.
The girlfriend you said that he had.
People,
see I don't follow these people.
See, I investigate stuff before I start running my mouth. I've been on.
I ain't never do no videos on Kwame Brown.
Okay, I been on Tommy Sotomayor's page. I've seen things that he exposed. I've seen things that Kwame has exposed. I've seen other things on all these other pages have exposed. And when you see things on like receipts, you can't lie on receipts. And then you got videos of people running their mouth. They see, this is the thing. People get on here and run their mouth and forget what they say. Okay, and forget how they act 7 months ago or in 2020, and now in 2021, you got a whole new attitude.
Ain't that Yankee? But see, that's the thing about YouTube. People like to come on here and reinvent themselves every 6 to 12 months.
See, and I learned from what you tell me. Look at the behavior, ask questions, who, what, when, and where.
After I peep that game, I go ahead about my business. I don't go over there no more. You ain't gonna change.
Yeah, that's why I said it got tiresome to me. So I haven't.
Yeah,
watched
you just sit up, Mark. You'll run your blood pressure up trying to get these folk to do right.
Nah, I'm good.
It don't matter how much. It don't matter how much you say something. Look, they've been after Tommy for years. They done knocked out how many of Tommy channels, and yet, like,
and he's
Black
still back
Mo
up
in a condemned apartment. He never seems to go away. And like right now,
it gets bigger every time he come back.
Tommy pulled Kwame into that little argument shit he do. So
Tommy losing now. And
look, I said from Jump Street.
And Hassan Campbell tried that shit too.
Yeah. I told everybody from Jump, whoever around Kwame advising him, he need to find some new friends because they ain't pushing him in the right direction. You sitting up here.
We've seen this playbook before.
Say what?
We've seen this playbook before. This is how it works.
Exactly. So he fell for the bait. He is now on the hamster wheel, and all we can do is sit and watch while he go round and round and round.
Hey, but listen to this. I'm new to this, but I'm smarter than the average bear, boo-boo. I can see. I got power to discern some things, and I'm getting ready to fuck it up in a minute.
Which is your right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, dear. I appreciate that.
Like, ain't nobody we just telling you that, you know, if you think everybody just gonna see the light, they still gonna be over
There's
there.
no point, especially on
throwing your
YouTube.
money.
No, I wasn't looking for no recruiters, and I'm not a recruitment station.
No, I'm not saying for you. I'm saying over there. I'm saying when you saying they over there giving him them super chats. If they want, it's another Kwame. It's somebody else, just like Kwame Brown.
I'm right behind him, right? That's like I said.
If they ain't giving it to him, they gonna give it to somebody else.
Right,
It
that's
ain't
true.
the people themselves. The problem is the folk that's sitting up here throwing them the money and cash apping because they see he still sit up here and do all this stuff. So they be sitting up there in the background. Look,
Y'all
if he telling y'all,
Y'all came in late. Y'all came in late. I took it personal when he called me a beta bitch ass fat
I
mother.
understand why you took it personal.
All right, thank you. He shouldn't have did that. He fucking with the wrong one.
They running around right now calling me a crackhead. Do you see me, Bob?
I'm not you, boo.
Yeah, but you also
I'm a whole different motherfucker.
That mess bother you. Don't let them bring your blood pressure up.
No, I ain't got no high blood pressure like that, but I'm good.
You don't want it.
61 years, 61.
That's about 2 of these.
Yeah. And I got a 43-year-old I'm banging. Wait, let me turn the camera on so you can see.
Okay.
You got me for
30 minutes.
I do this for I do this for bread and meat. If I can't do it, I can't eat. Look, do I look like I'm starving? I'm 6'4" and I weigh 321. I ain't look, I still got all my hair and all that shit. I ain't no joke. Listen, and quiet as cat. I told y'all I'm a comedian, right?
Yeah.
Hey, look, in my neighborhood, I be having slob on my knob contest because the women around here. Hey, the women around here think my dick tastes like butter pecan ice cream and shit, you know. Anyway, and it talks. Man, let me stop.
He was straight capping for Cal's nappy. See, I don't watch him no more because every time you tune in, it's a mess. I can't vibrate like that. I have to force myself to watch Umar and them till I find something funny that I can pick at. FDMG Crickets, anybody?
Yeah, this is a story going around that what's his name? R. Kelly. They really messing with him on the Man Act because of the white girl, but
no.
Yeah, that stuff is the man is a
everybody want to make an excuse why a black man gotta go to jail.
Yeah.
You wrong, you need to go to jail.
I was great. Say, let's get
know.
back to this R. Kelly.
We're gonna have those people. We're gonna have those people that you just can't tell them the truth and they not gonna listen.
Exactly. They lost in the sauce and don't want to hear the truth. We was over at Uda channel earlier arguing with some dude talking about y'all had that same energy
about that.
when he get freed. Okay, if he get free, you saying when? You sitting up here talking about I'm using God, but I ain't said a word about the Lord except for he don't like ugly. So yeah, I don't know.
On the news clip, they said there's less chances of him being able to file an appeal. But
I'm not.
That he couldn't, but
he got charges in other states waiting on him. They already came out and said it's highly unlikely that he is even going to try to appeal that shit. And they still running around here talking about, oh, R. Kelly gonna be free and this, that, and the other. Dang, your hair longer than I thought it was. What?
Him and Polite are both on jail.
You got a whole 18-inch track on your head. Damn.
He's going to jail and he won't be out.
Power of ass curl.
But I'm not going to eliminate the fact that the government is in on a lot of the bullshit that went on with that. But he's guilty as sin. But they could have been stopped R. Kelly. They knew R. Kelly from Aaliyah's situation. Come on now. They had eyes on this man in his home. Listen, the government can listen to your phone calls. They be in the shower with you sometime when they want to be. Listen, don't be no fool. They got ultra-ray vision and all kinds of shit. Come on, people. So they knew what R. Kelly was doing. They knew who was coming and going in his house.
Mm-hmm. And from the first time, when they got away with it the first time, you think they stopped watching him?
Nope.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
They just been waiting to catch his butt. They been waiting for
just
him to
watching him digging, watching him dig a bigger hole for himself.
Knowing something and being able to prove it in a court of law. If they are watching you like that, they can't use that to pull the charges because then they gonna know you watching them. They done already proved that. But after you do certain things, then they'll come for your butt.
They could have been stopped that man.
Yeah, but remember, Mark, in 2008, what happened? The jury didn't say that was not him on the tape.
Yeah,
they said they could not. The prosecution could not prove that it was her.
It was her.
Yeah,
right?
and her family got paid to
I followed that.
Exactly.
not show up to the trial. Turn around.
Right.
That's how that.
So
happened.
the government did their job.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he had enough money to pay them for war.
She didn't want to testify, and they're still going with the trial, but they couldn't prove it was her either.
Because her parents, shortly before the trial, like a day before the trial, they went out of the country.
Out of the country. France.
They went to like Europe or France or some shit.
Whatever all that happened, they had their eye on him all along. Trust me.
They did, but they
that's what I said. After that, they
up off
started
the
watching
street.
him.
That's
You
more
can't
reason.
just move people up off the street for no reason. You gotta have a reason, and you gotta have proof behind that reason. So, until he slipped up again, they couldn't do nothing. When he did, they got his bro.
He's a number one.
They were just watching, compiling enough evidence to where it was undisputable.
Boy, you got more head. Lord, they'll be mad. My boy got more hair than these motherfuckers.
The rest of his life. Or if he get a cellmate, he gonna be singing.
I heard it was 10 to life.
Toot that ass up, big fella.
God.
Nah, he gonna be singing. Is Shelly gonna be asking him and singing that?
Go watch that out.
Your body.
I'll be right back. I gotta wash this S curl off my hands. Tasha, what you doing with an S curl? Mind your business. Mind your business.
I know you ain't no good giving DJ ass curl.
You better be telling me,
I
yeah.
putting it in my head. DJ needed it. Can't do nothing with that.
You gonna hurt
somebody. Wash it good.
Oh man, that's good.
You know that stuff is bad for our hair.
Wait a minute. Where my stuff at? Wow.
But you know what? Guys? Here's the one thing that we have to admit, that we this was an indictment for the entire culture.
Yep, it was actually.
Here's because I've worked in the business for over 30 years, and there is an acceptance that this is okay. You grow up, you come in the business, and you are taught right away that it's perfectly acceptable to be part of sleeping your way to the top. It's not only accepted, it's something that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Remember, Barry Hankerson is Aaliyah's uncle. He literally sold this child.
Yeah, she was in the studio all the time with older men and everything.
He knew exactly what's going on, and he's still making money off of her. She was 12 years old when she met this man.
When they met, yeah. And then
they put her in this environment. Her parents, her uncle, they promoted it. They put her in that environment. They knew what was going on because that is the business.
They used to be in the studio calling her baby all day long while she was in the background singing. I mean, in the book. So total crazy, man.
And the reason why it was hard to take him down is because there's so many people in the business that are also complicit in the same behavior.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the extreme of R. Kelly, but once you start peeling back the onions, that's why, what's his name? Russell had to leave the country.
Yeah, he got caught up in that mess too. Because
Yeah,
Russell Simmons left the country.
he was doing it. He's messing with kids too. I believe
Russell Simmons left the country.
Yeah, he had to leave the country.
I think they on the mission for virgins and crazy stuff.
Yo, I always knew he was a little fruity. Hi, this is Russell Simmons. This is Russell Simmons,
No.
the philanthropist,
Somebody has to answer my
the
burning
entrepreneur, and the
question.
philanthropist.
Somebody has to answer my burning question. I just gotta know.
What?
Young Pharaoh, the big spoon or the little spoon with the aliens?
Little Spoon.
Little.
Okay, so y'all vote for little.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Was Young Pharaoh the big spoon or the little spoon with the aliens?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Truth Hearts.
You want me to say it one more time?
Inquiry minds want to know.
I just read it.
Big was Young Pharaoh the big spoon or the little spoon when he was with the aliens? I just want to know.
I say little.
I would love to just have somebody ask him that question.
My sentiments exactly, Truth Hearts. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna snatch that one from you, okay? Appreciate that. You helped me with that one. That was my thoughts. I couldn't get it out. They was bombarding me.
We weren't trying to bombard you. We know exactly what you're talking about, Mark. But what we telling you is,
I'm just
what
playing.
don't do right anyway.
Baby, I'm lighting up, loosen up. I came here to have fun and love. I'm not.
Yes.
I have no.
But
And
you weren't saying we was bombarding you, darling.
It's a joke. Laugh at it.
And I'm just messing with you. Laugh at it. If you ain't figured out I ain't wrapped too tight by now, Mark.
Yes. Both of them are. They love it. That's their thing. They got another group too called 10 Toes and Hassan. In a few minutes ago, they was
You
trying to
talking
kick
about 10 Toes down?
now they better.
That's the one that Kwame ill. No, that's self-talk. My bad.
And Hassan
Ten
is
Toes down is
they
Sinetta cousin.
they
Supposedly.
trying to play games like they hated each other, but they homeboys.
Mm-hmm.
For the group, subs and likes and all that.
Oh wow! So they was playing a game the whole time.
Oh yeah, there was a game all the time. Check it out.
Told y'all.
They making videos now and talking to the homeboys that come home from jail. Bam, bam,
Yeah.
and Scoop and all of that.
Remember when Poppy said
They
he was
making
gonna beat
oh, my
Sinetta
God.
ass?
Bruh.
And then they ran into each other on 125th Street, and then
Mhm.
one of them bust a grave.
Yeah, Sinetta claimed that he had a gun.
Hey, they shooting the same thing in their arm.
Remember
Look at
when
that arm.
Poppy said that Sinetta sent people to assassinate him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told
God
Kwame
damn,
Brown, I
man.
mean, not Kwame Brown, Hassan Campbell. I slapped shit out of him in his comment and he blocked me. I said,
Hassan,
stop lying. You was Ben's lover. I slapped the shit out you. And he blocked me. Well, either him or his moderator blocked me.
Hassan is not built for none of that stuff.
He lost me, like, cause when I first saw him, like,
His whole
this
life
shit
is
didn't make-
side.
didn't make no sense. Yeah, it's like he has a fantasy of being a revolutionary and a thug at the same time. And he's battling with his sexuality.
That was Van Bala's girlfriend, bro.
It was none of that. None of it made any sense. How you a victim, and you can see when he first started that gangster shit. Even Sinetta looked at him like, "What,
Brother,
you need to throw Nappy a wrench."
this man came on the Flit show and said that he had already been abused, and by the time Bambaataa reached him, it was easy for him to break him in. What does that sound like? A stone
exactly
tramp.
He was down for it.
Yeah, he was already broken in. He said those exact words. I can pull up the
And I
damn
think
tape.
he wanted to do something with
The part that did me.
Man gonna phrase like that.
When he
And
said
then he kept changing his
put money on his book.
age on when it was happening. One time he was 15, and then when motherfuckers start saying like, "Whoa, what you mean 15?"
You know
now
what?
you talking about you
Everybody
a
started
gangster.
out
Oh
going
no, I
hard
was
for
12.
Bobby. But his inconsistencies and his bubble coats made everybody think twice.
Hassan Buck getting
Yeah.
ready to go to jail.
How you gonna sit there and talk about something?
He getting ready to go to jail
Talking about
for
something he
For what, Mark?
for tax evasion.
Oh, all that YouTube
gun
money he been
charge?
hiding.
Yeah, he messing up.
Don't tell me he went and got a PPP loan too.
How you know that?
Yeah, he got loans and stuff. Yeah, he's done.
Oh,
Watch, mark my word.
Mm.
He got something like 150,000 out of you in
hey,
taxes.
BJ. Shit.
He going back to rock because I didn't braid that hair.
No, he probably gonna go to a Fed joint or something.
You already took out.
Telling to braid that
I told you
hair.
to take that off your wrist.
Philly.
You don't want that on there when you wash your hair.
We got
from
see what happens with this
right, that said
Bambaataa. Because if Bambaataa
yo,
gets
that
you-
witness, that John Doe sound like Hassan Campbell.
Huh?
Speaking of it, the John Doe story sounds exactly like Hassan Campbell's.
Don't it though?
Layla Will sent me the article for it that morning when it happened.
Oh.
I still got the article in my email.
Star going around saying Hassan Campbell is his man. He happy that Hassan Campbell came through on that case or something.
They gonna get tired. They gonna get enough of calling people they mans in them.
Yeah. Well, I think
I think Star is no good for what he did to Bee Stinger.
yeah.
Like I heard the conversation that phone call.
Character too, though. You got to know
Yeah,
Beach Thing.
But he's not all the way there. That's the only reason why I give him a pass.
That whole New York and Bronx River thing is shady, man. Hey, I think somebody labeled it right when they say the whole gay Bambaataa, African Bambaataa John. So them dudes was doing some freaky stuff up in there, man. That was a cult, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's all part of the system.
African Bambaataa did two documentaries on Dr. York. One was called like the kidnapping of Dr. York, and one was Exposed Dr. York, the setup. He was advocating for him.
Yeah, they knew each other. They had the same practices, man. But they were
recognized game.
all about sex,
Mm-hmm.
freakness, freaky boys. It's crazy stuff, man.
But with Bambaataa and R. Kelly and all these other people, this is part of the culture. That's the challenge. I've been in this business for over 30 years. It's part of the culture. This is something, there's so many people complicit. That's why there's so many people silent. Because if they were to come out against these people, then they expose themselves.
I'm gonna tell you another one. Monty Woodgrain. He's a comedian on there. Watch that.
Yeah, he funny as shit. I watch him. He funny as hell.
He's a pedophile, bro.
You heard about Monty?
I heard about that situation. I heard about it. Miss 504 did a joint on him.
He got several situations. It ain't just one. I watch him go up in his sporting goods spot with this young lady, a white woman, and if if she had started a joint, he would have been arrested for the foul shit he did. Tell him out. Go ahead, touch my muscles. He had on that muscle suit, and he said, "Go ahead, touch my." He asked her, "Didn't you come?" That shit was the foulest shit I ever heard, man. Asking this young girl, did she
on video?
Yeah, he's on video. No, he deleted it now. It ain't there. Because I got in the chat box and say, "What kind of freak are you, man? Why would you ask that girl? You better be."
have to download stuff like that as soon as you get it, because it ain't gonna be up for long.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I seen him do a whole hour show on it.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I wish I had it, man. I wasn't thinking because I was new to him. And I've seen that shit. I said that was the most.
Hey, that's something we had to learn through trial and error, Mark. I'm giving you I'm giving you the learner's book that we done made through trial and error. If they say something that's out the way and you know gonna get them in trouble, download it right then. If
And
you
it
can't
was,
screen record it.
how about he from my neighborhood and was up in my neighborhood?
Mm-hmm.
He went into the sporting goods store and it was called what the fuck? Man, I'm gonna look and see if it's still.
Philly?
Yeah, he's from Philly. I'm from Philly.
Okay, I'm from around there. I'm from Montgomery County.
Okay. Yeah, man. Bro, I don't hide from where I live. I live in Philadelphia, and I've been here 61 years, bro.
You know where the college Arcadia is, right by Cheltenham?
Yeah, Cheltenham Mall.
I'm from that. I'm right by that area. Right by that area.
I'm up Lindbergh Boulevard by the airport.
Well, I live in Chester right now. But
I know where you're at. You over there by the casino.
But yeah, I'm by the airport in the what's that soccer team?
Okay.
The Union.
Yeah,
I'm actually right across the street from one of the colleges.
Moving right along. I'm not giving my whole address, nigga. I'm just saying. Don't you do it either.
No, I wasn't gonna say nothing further than that.
Weirdos on it.
You show up this motherfucker if you want to. You ain't gonna leave in one piece. I tell you that.
Ditto. I know that's right. Wow,
let's
man.
get back to this R. Kelly situation.
Man, this shit crazy. They killed two birds with one stone. They stepped on us as black people in our culture because they could have been stopped this man. I'm serious. I know they could have. Because they knew what he was doing.
But what I do agree with on the other side is there are so many white pedophiles in Hollywood that needs to be, outed, and they just been getting away with it.
That too. They got him when it's thousands of them with different skin colors doing it every day. As we
and I think expose it all.
Wine Epstein and what's the name? But they were just loose ends.
Y'all already know.
They just got them out the way for the simple fact that if they would have rolled over on them,
don't forget
Hollywood would have went down.
Don't forget Invixium, or however you say that shit. He was over there branding girls on their twats.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he recently went to jail. Him and his main, main girl or madam or whatever.
He was like a Dr. York to me.
Who Invixium, or however you say that mess. Or R. Kelly.
Crazy.
R. Kelly.
Yeah,
R. Kelly was another Dr. York.
Look, this just keeps proving what I say. They all do the same stuff. It just depends on which costume they put on that day. He just happened to put on the costume of the Pied Piper of R&B. He told us, you know what? Matter of fact, that's what we gonna do tonight. We gonna go over that video I did so y'all can see the date and y'all can see.
I was talking about that earlier.
Yeah, because you saw.
He told us who he was.
Yeah.
He told us exactly who he was.
Oh, shit.
Right in his music. He told us exactly who he was and what he was doing.
I'm sorry, I gotta leave my
Eagles. All turned a blind eye.
Sorry, people. I gotta leave. My Eagles are playing. Bye.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. You're welcome anytime.
Thanks for allowing me to be a part of this. I'm gonna come around, man.
Right, man, no problem.
CC, this is where we meet now from now on. CC.
No, we helping Ramil build up, so we start over his and then we go to mine.
All right.
It's like a trio.
But I'm giving him a couple of exclusives to get his
I may be going for 2 days, but I'll be back on the third day. Peace.
Okay. See you later, Mark.
See you later, buddy.
Lord,
yeah, you should definitely do
put up a video
recap
about
of that Piper.
Oh Lord.
You should definitely do a redo of that Pied Piper situation while the topic is hot.
Since he just got arrested. So let me remix my title a little bit.
Because he definitely did tell us who
exactly
he was. He sang about it. Seems like you ready. I could have sworn you was ready. Now when you look back to the lyrics, it's just crazy. Like this motherfucker was really out, like in the open, telling us, and we turned a blind fucking eye.
There's a
human turn a blind eye. It's just they don't listen to folks.
Yeah.
People were
I
so
was
enamored
too
with
young
that
to
movie.
realize what the fuck was going on with him and Aaliyah.
It's like a spell. Look, when they was sitting up there on Arsenio, I was little, and I was like, friends don't do all that. Not especially not no grown folk and no little children wearing matching outfits and shit, holding hands and swinging them.
Yeah, that was crazy. I did see that footage. I'm like, where the fuck is her parents? Then you come to find out they were complicit. I heard somebody trying to defend her mother though.
I thought her
Her
uncle
mother
was
came
supposed to
out
be
and tried to
watching
say
her.
something. Yeah, her mother came out
I
and
mean,
said something.
they all turned a
She didn't
blind
know.
eye. Barry
Yeah, that's what I
Hankerson.
said. There's no way you didn't know something was going on, that your daughter is staying at the studio at all types of hours with a grown-ass man. I don't give a damn what type of singer career she is, and you're not there.
They turned her over to her uncle, Barry Hankerson, music executive,
Oh, okay.
12 years old.
Taz over there roasted suicide.
That's crazy.
He
This
needs
is part
it
of the-
though. That's good for his soul. He needs to be burnt.
Oh yeah, I saw what was going on over there in the argument league.
Oh no,
But this is
suicide
what-
ain't
this
got
is-
nothing to do with the argument league.
Oh,
Suicide been sent on a crash dummy mission. That's what Taz's title is. So you really gonna be used as a crash dummy by Sinetta?
oh wow.
That's why I'm laughing. This is finna be hilarious. 12 years of dishwasher.
12 years of dishwasher.
That nigga been washing dishes at the same place for 12 years. How you ain't came up not once? You ain't sweeping floors. You ain't frying French fries. You
You
ain't
ain't a
taking
manager.
orders. You still washing dishes.
You got me fucked up. I can only do that for a couple months.
He got
That was
mad
like
at me
10
'cause
years
I
ago.
said that Suge got him fired. Talking about, I still got the same job. So you still washing dishes at that same place, my dude? That's when they start calling him 12 years of dishwasher. I can't take credit for that one. That one was Beasley.
Wow. I heard about Suge too.
What about him? Him and Nicole and her daughter.
Yeah, but I heard
Or him
other
and him-
situations too. I
him
heard
and
that
him
he
pilfering
drugged the
money
woman.
from people.
He
Which
drugged the woman.
part did you hear?
and
The
I heard
IOUs
that-
for dick? Is that what you heard?
No, I heard 10 Toes Down say he interviewed a family member saying that he stole from his cousin, he stole from his mother, he drugged a woman,
Mhm.
raped her, and got her pregnant.
Yes. I'll say.
And then that stuff with Misunderstood's daughter.
Uh-huh.
And that was coming from his own family members. I did a video on
But
it.
how did they give any proof that they was his family members?
I don't know.
Because you know they good for lying.
I don't know. I'm starting to find 10 Toes Down as not a credible person anymore, especially after that Fat Joe incident.
That
situation.
is Sinetta cousin.
Yeah,
should
I
be
mean, at
enough
first,
thing.
you would think, yo, he's a real
You
guy.
like-
And
you
then
would like
you hear
to see the
Uncle
benefit
Suge's
of the doubt.
argument, and he's saying that he got some molestation on his jacket.
Uh-huh.
And now the big dude from New Jersey.
I ain't
Because
not, you know what?
in New
I ain't never
Jersey,
seen no
first
molestation
paper.
records for Suge. I ain't gonna sit up here. He got some shit on his record, but it ain't for no children.
Yeah.
Nah, he told Nicole's daughter that because she been saying that since after it first happened. You know, about that stuff about the clothes and all that shit. That happened.
Yeah, so
But
another
anything
video
other
sound
than that,
coerced.
I don't know. And I ain't finna sit. I wouldn't co-sign shit coming from over there.
And so another video sound coerced.
They
Like
trying to pick up
they were leading her
lies and
into
shit.
what they wanted to say. Yeah. Like if I was, like I said, if I was in court, I would have been the whole time objection, Your Honor, leading the witness.
Mhm.
But Ramil, back on your R. Kelly topic,
Mm-hmm.
what makes him unique, and I'm not saying that in a good way, but what makes him unique is that he was so brazen with what he was doing. He did it openly. He set up camp at the McDonald's. He set up camp in the music room at the
Across the street
high school.
Yeah.
He put it in his music. He said, "This is who I am," and we, as a culture, said, "Yeah, we see you and we like it, and we're gonna step in the name of love."
Yeah.
But this is part of the system, and it's because so many people are complicit. That's why it took so long to bring it down.
Yeah, that is true. That's very true. That's why it takes so long to bring a lot of these people down, because so many people are around them are complicit.
It's part of the system. I've been working in entertainment for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work at a major regional theater, professional theater, and 25 years ago. Had a young lady come by. I'm working in casting, and she was a writer on the Cosby Show.
Oh wow!
And she was just visiting, and another friend of mine introduced us because she knew that I wanted to get into doing some television. As soon as that girl got me alone, the first thing she did, she doesn't know me she just met me. She grabbed me close and said, "Whatever you do, please don't work with him."
And that tell you all you need to know right there. They too scared to say
made me,
but they gonna warn you if they can.
Please.
Talking about Bill Cosby?
Yes, she said, "Please don't work with him." Because look, she's a writer.
Yeah.
On the show, and she's leaving the show. Why?
Wow.
She
got pudding pop.
She told me
I
she's
always
like,
thought he was too good to be. He was too fucking perfect.
Before he became America's Black Dad, he used to do all kind of movies. Him, Sidney Poitier, and Richard Pryor. Go and watch Let's Do It Again. I don't know.
Right.
It's something about that movie. Because first off, it reminded me of York. I think it's supposed to be about the Moorish Temple of America, but don't quote me on that. But it's just something about the movies he used to do back in the 60s and the 70s. That's why I call him pudding pop. I believe deep down in my heart, I have a sneaky suspicion he did that shit. Everybody want to say, "Oh, that's how they got down back then." Yeah, they also drugged people that back then.
Yes. And it was known. This woman didn't know me. She told me, she said, "I spend the majority of my time making sure that I'm not in his presence."
Be hiding from
him.
It was a no. It was.
I never really liked Bill Cosby. I always thought he was too perfect, and I always thought if you perfect like that,
I never thought he was too perfect. I thought it was.
No, I never loved that at all.
I thought he was too
but
perfect.
you never saw his old stuff though. Like, go back and watch Let's Do It Again. You can find it on the internet.
Yeah, I seen his old stuff with Richard Pryor and stuff like that. But then when he started turning into America, my era is with the Cosby Show, when he was America's dad, and growing up, a young kid, you see him being all judgmental on the youth.
I grew up with him too, but
I just felt as though he was too perfect for me, and I felt like he was
my mama always played Let's Do It Again all the time, so I always saw him in those type of movies and being America's dad. So you look kind of suspect, because one minute you got on a pimp suit and the next minute you got on that weird ass sweater. What was that supposed to do? Make him acceptable to white people? I never did understand that.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Yeah,
that type of sweater.
It's part of the enticement. I'm warm and fuzzy. I'm not a threat.
He was a doctor, and his wife was a lawyer.
I mean, the show wasn't
a sub sandwich.
The show was an amazing show. The show was a landmark show. But if you talk to the people who worked on the show,
it wasn't that much fun for them.
No, it was a hostile working environment.
Wow.
And if you were a young black woman and attractive, you were bait.
Because see, he told everybody what he thought about him when he told everybody to pull up their pants and this, that, and the other. And you know that's not all of us.
That's that shit right there. The judginess and the way he was going about himself. Like I said, I just felt like he was hiding something. He never sat right with me.
Pudding pop. He never sat right with you because something ain't right.
Yeah, so he just never sat right with me.
And then when they have him dancing on the beginning of the episode, I really didn't like the Cosby Show. I liked A Different World better than I liked the Cosby Show. Because he wasn't there.
Yeah, I didn't grow. I ain't really watched them shows. I was a cartoon guy.
Look, I grew up in the era of 3 channels, and I lived in the country, so it stretched out a little bit longer for us. When we finally got a satellite, we had to force my daddy to turn the channel because all the TVs played the same damn channel. Why would they ever do anything like that? All he liked to watch is westerns, so we was stuck.
Oh my God, my grandfather liked to watch westerns all day, and it's like, oh.
I'm trying to think of some appropriate theme music for the night.
John Wayne ain't that tough. He gets pissed off when I say that shit.
What was he? My mama's was
John Wayne was Batman.
Once Upon a Time in the West. I can't stand that harmonica part in there. That shit used to drive us up the wall because you'll hear it all day. Na, 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 na. That's like one of the longest fucking movies ever, I swear. And my daddy liked Gunsmoke. I don't like westerns at all.
I don't like them.
Every once in a while you can find a good western, but most of them,
I'll fall asleep on every last one of them I watch, except for the modern day ones.
I like Tombstone.
That Tombstone was hidden in the Quick and the Dead.
Yep.
Now that one right there, that's my ish. But the majority of them, I'm trying to think of some theme music. Taz over there nutting up. They done pissed him off. All hell Pickle Man.
All hell Pickle Man. Y'all killing me with that Pickle Man.
Yeah, but R. Kelly is a symbol.
Yeah. He's definitely a symbol.
He's a symbol for the system. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
It's part of the community, the entertainment community.
That's why I say I could never go to Hollywood. They wind up either killing me or canceling me because I'd be in that motherfucker out and everybody.
I can't keep my mouth. Well,
I
will
not be able to keep my mouth
not
shut.
About shit like that.
And you're gonna go one of them parties.
Who was that?
Cat
Williams. When they say Cat Williams went crazy,
nah.
He was like they take you to the mansion parties.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's what I thought that happened to Young Pharaoh when he started tripping. He didn't went to one of the mansion parties.
That's just good old mental illness and drugs right there. Yeah, that ain't mansion party crazy.
I know, but I saying that's what I was saying at first as a joke, like. Mansion party. It was like, hey, dude, you want to start with film? Come to this party. And he then walked up in there and said, hey, where's the bathroom at? Yeah, down the hall on the right. And he then went down the hall on the left and walked into the wrong room and scared the shit out of his ass. But
yeah, that's why. I mean, it just is part of the system, and the people that they really care about, they make sure that they don't go to the parties. Mm-hmm. If they really care, if people really care about, I have a friend of mine who was an NFL reporter, sideline reporter. She knows all the major athletes, all of them. They all know her because she was a producer too.
Mm-hmm.
She decided she wants to go. She's in LA. Hey, well, I want to go to the party. Magic Johnson looked at her and said, no, you can't come. Don't. No, you can't come. She was like, well, why? She's like, you don't come. I'm not going to allow you to come.
That should have let you know that he was sick himself. If you don't want me to come, but you still attending the shit.
Because that's what they required.
This was somebody that they cared about.
Yeah. I understand.
That's what they required to do.
I was saying if I was that person, that would have made me look at them weird too.
Oh
like,
yeah,
we
of
not to
course.
go, but you still taking your ass to this party. So what the hell does that say about you?
And this was, I think it was like the after parties. The thing about LA is LA closes down early.
Mm-hmm.
The parties happen in the houses, in the homes, in the mansions.
Oh yeah, them houses that they had them parties that you wouldn't know from a regular house in a good area. Kwame in a bonnet. But that ain't even a bonnet. Mark.
And the same friend of mine who was at a club before the after party, she's standing outside, and then Bandy Holyfield is outside, and he's mad. And she's like, wants to, break the tension. You all right? Yeah, he's like, yeah. Well, what's wrong? Bitches ain't talking to me. Excuse me? Well, she being naive. Well, why don't you try talking to them? Bitch is supposed to talk to me.
Wow.
This is the world. Because it's not only that you are brought into this environment, there are things that you expect. Yeah. What would hip hop be without bitches and hoes? What would they talk about if it ain't bitches, hoes, money, guns?
Yep.
They ain't got much else to say.
Nothing to say.
The hip hop has been built off of bitches and hoes.
It started off as conscious, and then, it started off as, just making music and having fun. And then as it evolved, people were talking about fight the power and stuff like that. And once they saw that, it was like, oh, hell no.
The degradation of women is one of the foundations of this genre.
This world, period. They say, prostitution is the oldest profession.
Bitches, hoes, skeezers, chicken heads, thoughts. What would they do? Many of these hip hop,
they had different names for them back in the biblical days, Jezebels.
But they owe their careers to this. They owe their careers to the bitches and hoes.
But can't stand them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tied up T-shirt, Mark. That ain't a bonnet.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy?
Georgia do that all the time.
You call these women bitches and hoes, but you learn most of everything you know from a woman.
Yeah.
That's how I can't see how people outside. Men could, respect their mother and then look to other women and objectify them. It really doesn't register to me. Once I became conscious and aware of shit like that, it just became, hard to wrap my mind around. It doesn't make sense. How can you objectify something knowing that you learned everything from that type of person? You don't know what your mama was like in her youth.
But it's not about the humanity. They don't see this as it's about, this is the system. That ain't they mama.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing is the lack of knowledge of self and the indoctrination of self-hatred.
You watched it twice?
That's a big thing that's going on.
Okay, now you're supposed to put on.
And we've all been indoctrinated into it.
All of it, yes. I never exclude myself.
We've all been affected by it.
Yeah, I never exclude myself when I say that.
every day is a day to deprogram.
Mm-hmm.
Because in some way we're all become complicit because we've been indoctrinated into it. So we have to constantly deprogram ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, make sure you work it all the way through. There was another one. And then get that
Because look how much R. Kelly held his mother in such high esteem.
Yeah, he said he was in love with his mom. He asked his mom to marry her. I don't know why. Well, for R. Kelly, yeah, that is sick when you think about it. But that is the truth, though. Every man's first love is his mother, whether you want to believe it or not. Your first love is your mother.
So, you know, he could hold this woman in high esteem and yet make his whole life around the subjugation of women.
That's the same thing I said about Polite. You go around preaching that the black woman is God, but yet you subjugate them.
They don't believe in the product they selling.
Exactly. None of these motherfuckers practice what they preach.
They just say what they think is going to be most appealing to the most people.
Uh-huh.
And since Polite was trying to kind of take over the mantle for York, that's the way he chose.
And he told us who he was too. Polite literally told us who he was.
Yeah.
He said, Dr. York trained me. He
lied about that part, but still.
Trained me. Oh, so he was never
He
under
never
Dr.
met
York?
York in person. Look, there was some kind of intermediary that got him working at the bookstore. York was all about his coins, but nobody could talk to York after he got locked up. At first, they was letting him, because go back to that video with Tar Noonan, he explains it. At first, he was writing letters and stuff, and he was doodling on them, and it would smell good on him. But he always did that. But the feds thought that he was trying to send out secret codes, so they stopped him doing that. And then they had to restrict his visitation list to like 10. And then now it's only it's his writing list. People that can write him, he can only get letters from like 10 people, and then he can only talk to his defense team or whatever.
Okay. And they mediate through him.
Okay.
That is ridiculous.
I'm gonna go on live because I told everybody I would, but unless
I'm about to end this live now. I was ready to end this live now anyway.
All right, peace, y'all.
Eat before I come over to your panel.
Now you can get up on Remy panel. You can get up on mine harder. Yeah.
I see you in a bit.
We don't stop harder. We just transfer. We just switch platforms.
I gotta get somebody my spare set of keys in case I fall asleep behind the wheel.
I think we should get at the one community because he's the other.
Who'd be done fell asleep behind the wheel before I do?
Yeah,
we need somebody. We both need somebody reliable. We can't do.
I'm here. I don't as early as y'all.
Lord, I done challenged Taharka Bay to a spelling bee, and he done lost by forfeiture. Nataz challenging suicide to a debate. Oh my God. Lord. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. We finna have a little fun because this has been a hard day. The topic needs to be discussed, but at the same time, we can't get too deep into it because that's where that negative energy comes from. And we have too many people among us with issues to let us sink into any kind of depression right now. So we gonna chill at the treehouse for a little while. And I'll see y'all in a couple of minutes around this jump.
And I'm gonna close this out, and I'll see y'all over there. All right, family. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell. That's all the time we got. You are now just tuned into Ma'at TV. I see you when I see you. Till then, peace.